What is up, farming family? How y'all doing today? Today, we're checking out the HUDEF Future EVA foam paddle. This isn't a legal paddle for tournament play, but this is a paddle that helps with tennis elbow and helps with, sound whenever there's sound restrictions in certain neighborhoods. This is a $130 paddle. With my code, if you choose to get it, you get 15% off. And the code, the code's farmer. I will get a kickback from that. Just letting y'all know. But let's get into this. By the end of this, you'll know if this paddle is for you and if I think you should buy it or not. Because I have some positives and negatives about it, so stay tuned for that. But let's get into the specs. The paddle's face is a T700 raw carbon fiber. When I asked them, they said that it is Toray carbon fiber. I wish they would put it on their page, because that's what they told me when I reached out to them. It's got thermoformed edges and it's injected with foam. The shape is elongated. The weight can vary from 7.8 to 8.3. So mine, like when you hear me say about mobility, I could have got a 7.8 one or I could have got an 8.3 one. I wasn't thinking to weigh it. It just felt, a little bit lighter than the thermoform foamed edge polypropylene honeycomb core paddles I use. Core material is EVA. The length is 16.5 inches. The width is 7.4 inches. The thickness is 16 millimeters. The grip length is 5.5 inches for those two-handed backhands. I feel like I say that every review now. Like every company's coming out with 5.5 inch handles. Grip circumference is 4.25 inch handles. And it is not approved by USAPA. When it came to the power of this paddle, this is an EVA foam paddle. If you watched my Vice or my Rhombus EV1 review, you will know that these things have power. They are the strongest paddles that are on the market right now. And if, you're not very good or very careful and you swing too hard, you could literally wallop somebody in the eye, like super hard. I was trying to flick a shot and I carried it up too high and it was pretty close. But yeah, these things have tons of power and I could see technically why they would, have a hard time passing these, because with the pros over, slamming forehands, I could just imagine how fast they're going to hit these or with these EVA foam paddles. When it came to control, this has a lot different feel than the regular raw carbon fiber paddles with the polypropylene honeycomb core. It took some time to get used to, but once you get used to it, everything is just flawless. When it comes to dinks, drops, even your drives, just everything about it becomes a lot better than the regular poly cores that, you get with the other paddles. Might take you a few games to get used to. It might take you a week to get used to. But once you get used to it, there's a lot of control there with the power, which is a little bit ridiculous, to be honest. In terms of spin, this has the most spin out of any of the EVA foam paddles that I've tried by a lot. Main reason, it's raw carbon fiber and it's the EVA foam, so the ball is just dwelling on that paddle forever. It just hangs out on there and you can flick it from way lower, below the net than you can with the other two EVA foam paddles. And that helps a lot in terms of, playability. Because if you can't put a lot of crazy spin on it and stuff, you're not really going to want to paddle. Or at least I'm not going to want to paddle if I can't put spin on the ball. Or at least not a ridiculous amount. I want as much spin as I can have. Obviously, if you get a paddle that's slightly, more than another one, you're not going to be able to tell. But with this one, you could definitely tell compared to the other EVA foam paddles. In terms of maneuverability, I would say it's pretty balanced all the way through because, you've got EVA from the paddle head all the way down to the handle. So I don't really see it as being a problem. I didn't think it was as head heavy as, the polypropylene honeycomb thermoform paddles. But you're going to have to take it out, and try it and see if it's too heavy for you. But I don't really think that's going to be much of a problem with this paddle, to be honest. In terms of durability, if you watched my, unibody paddle video, you saw me try to snap this over my knee. Okay, the head and the handle are two different pieces, but it's got EVA foam from the top of the head all the way down to the handle, and it's thermoformed from the handle all the way up to the head. And I don't see it messing up in terms of snapping or anything crazy like that at all, to be honest with you. So I'm going to hopefully post that video right here in the corner so y'all can check out the unibody paddle. unibody paddle video. Hopefully y'all check it out. It was very interesting. It was one of my favorite, videos I've made so far. In terms of customization, I didn't even do anything to this. I didn't put an overgrip on it. I didn't put lead tape on it. I just straight up just took it and played with it. And I could just tell instantly after a game or two, I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. But yeah, I'd probably add an overgrip to it if I was going to play with it, long term. But I'm not a big fan of playing with EVA paddles consistently because I want to play with tournament play style paddles and test those out for the most part. But I don't mind, testing these out from time to time. But I wouldn't keep playing with it, consistently. In terms of price, this is definitely the cheapest EVA foam paddle you're going to be able to find. It's $130. It's raw carbon fiber. I mean, it's going to be hard to beat this price in terms of non-competitive play paddles because the other ones are all $150 plus. So, there's not really much left to say about that. They definitely outdid, competitors in terms of price. That's one thing HUDEF did with these new paddles. They've just chopped the market down to nothing basically and showed that everybody else is overmarking, their paddles and stuff. But overall, I feel like this belongs to a certain group of people. If you are maybe an older person who can't get enough power behind your hits and you don't go to tournaments, this could be for you. If you have messed up elbows and you need something that helps with tennis elbow, this could be for you. If you lived in a neighborhood where there's constant complaints and people, getting mad about sound, this could also be for you. But if you are wanting tournament play, if you are going to be serious and you're going to travel, and spend money to play in tournaments, I wouldn't spend money on this. I would buy one of their thermoform paddles if I was going to, spend money on one of their paddles. But yeah, that's how I feel about this. I feel like this is more of a rec paddle, which obviously it is. It ain't for tournament. But I don't think it's for people who go to tournaments unless you're just wanting to get this to try it, to see what EVA is like. But I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope y'all are staying safe. Drinking plenty of water. I can't leave that out, y'all. Peace.